You don't have to be on Chrome, you just have to be on the internet. Just, there we go. All right, so thank you for coming to the Learn About Your Placester site today. Here's kind of an outline of what we're going to be talking about, what Placester is, how it fits into your business. We're going to have to learn how to navigate the dashboard, learn some of the features that you guys can use in your business, how it can improve your business, some tips. So these are some insider tips that I know from past experience that could definitely help you guys, and then where you guys can find further training for this after we're done with training. So I believe that if you want to learn something, you can learn it on your own if you're that willing to do it. But I just definitely think you guys need to know where to look for too, right? So Placester is a tool. It's a website that we help provide you guys through Keller Williams. You don't have to pay for it. It's free for you guys to use, and it's a scalable website. Okay. As you know, you have a website that's through eEdge. So just follow along for a second. Um, my eEdge website is it's not scalable. It's actually limited. The only thing I can actually do on my eEdge site is point people to it, and I can build out the community section. If I wanted to blog or something like that, I have to actually pay more. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I'm pretty frugal, so um, I don't want to pay more for something that I know that I can actually get for free somewhere else, right? The eEdge website is a great set it and forget it website, meaning I can actually use this website for marketing. I can put on my business cards for people looking to buy a home, right? I can put my clients to it. Somebody wants to start saving searches, no problem. Um, but it's not going to help my brand any, if that makes sense. When we are a real estate agent, we actually have a brand that we build, and usually that's through something through like resources, right? So Placester is a site that allows you to do that. We can add more pages, we can blog, we can have external links going out like under menus. So just keep that in mind of what the two differences are. eEdge is kind of a set it and forget it website. Placester is going to be a scalable website. Scalable means I can make it as big as I want. So how do you access the Placester site? I'm so glad you asked. We go to technology on our KW dashboard. If you go to technology and we scroll down to KW websites, it'll take you to this page here, and you should see your new website is ready. Okay. If you do not see this, your new website is ready, please let Rachel or myself know after class or just PM us. We have to make sure that your data is in there properly in the white pages. So I'm going to click on go to my web page or my website. I'm sorry. And then what happens is I get into the dashboard of the website. So I'll let it go. What's that? It's what's it say? It says countdown coming soon, or okay. So are you okay following along, and then I'll meet with you. Hopefully, we have a couple minutes after class to make sure everything's right. Okay. So this is the dashboard to your Placester site. When you first sign in, you'll see that there's these buttons on top, right? Integrate IDX, add branding, track your site, launch your site, and then customize the domain. These are all easy buttons for you guys to click. It's not the extent of the website that what it can do, but it's really quick things that you guys need to do in order to make sure that your Placester site works. So, yeah. I'm trying to catch up. Sorry. I go to technology and where? Technology and then KW website. So, integrate IDX. Do you guys remember what IDX stands for? It stands for Internet Data Exchange. Pretty much what that means is we'll be able to reflect Flex's data on our website. So, for instance, if Jeremy posts his listing on the MLS, within 24 hours, it'll actually show up on our website as a listing. Okay. With that said, I'm actually going to talk about something I wasn't planning on, but I think you guys should know. In a hot market like it is today, okay, don't send your clients to your website for house searches. Set them up on a portal through Flex. Then get instant updates. And we are in a hot market, so those instant updates could be the potential of finding a home that is working or not. What I can do is I can actually send them to this website for my branding. They can come in here. They can look for houses. When they start showing more interest, Oh, I would like to see this house. Okay, awesome. It's already pending. Why don't I set you up on a Flex portal? If that makes sense. So this is definitely get the conversation started. So the first thing you do is you integrate the IDX. I'm going to go ahead and click on that button. Let's pause. I thought you got it fixed too. Yeah, we'll fix that after class. Sorry. Just follow along for a little bit. Okay. RDX integration. I wonder why they. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to go back to the dashboard really quick and redo this so I can edit the video when I'm done. All right, so instead of clicking this button, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to the dial pad. It's a dial pad, has 9 little squares in there. It actually looks like the button on a phone. Click on that. I'm going to go down to sites, and this is my live site. So I don't want to confuse you, and I do not want you guys to start another site after this. Okay, if you start another site, you have to pay $10 a month. This is a free KW site, so let's just keep it at this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Site Settings, and I'm going to do the first one down, which is IDX Integration. On the IDX Integration, what I can do is I can actually go through and list things on my website. Kind of by default, you guys will all have access to the KWLS. The KWLS is the Keller Williams Listing Service, which means as soon as you sign up for your Placester site, you can actually display all of the Keller Williams listings in the country, honestly. So the KWLS is awesome, but it's not enough, right? So we have to activate the Michigan Regional Information Center, the MISRIC. So what you do is you start clicking buttons, and you pretty much get down to where it says Grand Rapids Association Realtors. You fill in Sheen's information. He's our broker. If you guys need his business card, you can find it up front. His email is genespinski@kw.com. And you pretty much fill his information out. He should get something that says, hey, so-and-so is applying for Placester, please accept it. And he'll sign something, and then it gets pre-approved. It usually takes about 2 weeks for an IDX approval, okay? 2 weeks. So we're going to hit save, and we're going to hit, that's it, okay? So once we actually apply for the IDX settings, make sure you understand it might take 2 weeks. If it's longer than 2 weeks, please contact Placester support. Up here where it has that big little question mark with the comments, we can actually go through and submit a request, or we can click on the support center too. So our next option is to come down and we can actually do a global filters. Global filters are going to be able, they're going to show houses that we want them to see, if that makes sense. So right now there's 22,000 listings in the area of Michigan, okay? What I can do is I can actually add criteria to state I only want listings between this price range and this price range, this area and this area. I only want listings that show up in this city. So it's up to you what you want to do. Personally, I think if somebody comes to your website and they want to find real estate, you should allow them to find whatever they want. Okay? So I'd probably keep it blank. Now, you can do whatever you want. If you want to do luxury listings and say, I only want to display listings 500,000 and up, that's your priority, not mine. Okay? Then I'm going to go down to featured listings. And so featured listings are listings that are going to show up on your front page. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my site really quick. And on my front page, see featured properties, right? So these are the properties that are going to show up on the front page, just to make it look like I have some listings. So if you're a new real estate agent and you don't have listings, we can actually display listings that you guys actually want to show off to make it look like you're doing business, if that makes sense. So what we can do is on Placester, we go to Site, we go to Featured Listings, we click on that, and now we can actually set some criteria. And so my criteria right now is the minimum price is $325,000. So it's going to show prices $325,000 and up. The county is Kent, the city is Ada, the max price is $350, right? And I can add search criteria by taking something from the drop-down list. So let's say I only want to, let's say I want to add a school district. Actually, let's add a state, right? If I click on state, I have to click on add, and then now state's an option. Now I can actually type in Michigan. Absolutely. And so obviously my homes are automatically in default to that area. So right now it's going to show 9 listings of that right there. Okay. Now I can actually remove criteria. So I can remove, and if I did a search, it'll come up with new number. See that? My suggestion is have something that doesn't come up with a lot, because sometimes we find that a lot of listings can overwhelm people. So be specific. It's completely up to you what you want to do. But that's how you do search criteria. Once again, if you go to add search criteria, you can find out what you're looking for, right? You can kind of come down and find more and more and more. And then you can hit the add button and it'll add it. Now, once you start getting listings and you tell your clients your home will be featured on my website, it's kind of your responsibility to change the settings. And so what you would do is under the search criteria, you'd actually click on that and you'd scroll down to agent ID. Sorry, agent ID. Okay. I click on agent ID and add. Now I can go through and I can put my MLS ID on there. So my MLS ID, it's whatever follows the RIC dot. So mine would be GMULL and then 4 random numbers that aren't that random, but you guys don't know that. So that's how I'd actually be able to input my listings on my featured, if that makes sense. Okay. Any questions about that? Okay. Next thing down is going to be theme selection. So right now I have a beautiful orange theme. Okay. Beautiful, nice and bright, right? What I can do is I can actually change that at a moment's notice. Okay. So what does a theme do? It is the wrapper of the site. Okay. I can change the theme of the site and all the content stays the same. If that makes sense. So it's pretty much I get up in the morning, I decide to put on blue jeans and a t-shirt. That's my theme for the day. Tomorrow if I wake up, I can put on shorts and a sweater, and that'd be my theme for the day. The content's still the same, it just looks a little bit different. Make sense? So you guys have a bunch of different themes you can pick from, which is about 8. But you kind of go through and you can find one that fits your personality and your business style. Okay. Now, some themes offer different options. So for some reason, like I can actually like display certain properties on the site that I can't do in another theme. So I do suggest that you kind of go through and play with it. So I'm just going to switch my theme to this one really quick. I'm going to change my color scheme to that. So that's what it's going to look like. As soon as I hit save, I can come back to my website, hit the refresh button, and once again, my site has changed. All the content is the same, it just looks different. So it's an instant change that happens, okay? And going back, we can actually take that theme, and some of them give us different options. So this one, you see, 2 different headers I can pick from, and I can put my motto in. So if I want to pick that theme, I'm going to go for it. I'll choose red, I'm going to hit save, and once again, my site now has that theme. After theme, I can pick the slideshow. The slideshow is going to be the main images on the website here. Okay. Now, why would you guys want to change the slideshow? Okay. Okay. Yep. So whatever your target audience is, I would actually go out and actually take pictures myself, if that makes sense. So you guys have iPhones or nice Android phones, I'm assuming, that take pretty decent pictures. Go out and just start shooting some creative, fun pictures on your own, right? And then I would also suggest changing up seasonality and seasonally. So if it's near winter time, let's put some nice snowy pictures on there, if that makes sense. The thing is, though, is people can smell baloney from a far distance away. So if I put together a templated website and I'm not using any of these pictures, do they think I'm taking these pictures myself? Absolutely not. But if I actually went through and took the time to actually build my brand up and took the pictures myself, there's a really good chance that they're going to want to do business with me. It gives it a human touch, right? Am I working with a machine or am I working with a human? So you do that in the slideshow. So slideshow button right there. So if I go to site settings and slideshow, it comes down and it just gives me different slides. What I can do is I can add pictures. So I hit plus. I can name of my slideshow, and I'll call it Grand Rapids. Okay. I can upload images, just like I can attach an email. So if I take a picture with my phone, I can email it to myself or something like that, and get on my computer, whatever you want to do, and download it. So I'd upload it just like attaching an email. I'm gonna put a caption, and then I can put a link on where that photo is gonna go to. For instance, if I took a picture of Jenison, right? I took a picture of the Jenison sign, and they clicked on it. I can actually make a page on my website that's dedicated to Jenison, and then when they click on it, it takes them to that page. So, make sense? So I can go through and I can build up my own slideshow if I wanted to. So, and I do suggest that you do it. It's fun to do. It gets you out, and especially if you're kind of new to the area, or you guys want to learn the inventory that's out there, it's going to challenge you to do that as well. And make it fun. I mean, everybody has a creative bone in their body. Sometimes you're just afraid to express it. I'm telling you guys to express it. Okay?
Would you recommend doing neighborhood things too?
Yeah, I mean, neighborhood. For instance, like I'm going to give you guys an example. I can actually create a blog, right? I can actually create a blog that's specified about neighborhood activities. Okay? I can find those neighborhood activities in multiple places. If you want to write these down, please do. There's grnow.com, which has everything that's going on in Grand Rapids, supposedly. And there's grkids.com, which is actually a lot of things that people can do together. And I think there's one that's Downtown GR. Thank you. So you can take all those, and what you can do is you can actually say, oh, that looks like a fun event. I'm going to blog about it, right? So what I would do, for instance, I'd go down to the farmer's market, take a picture of the people at the farmer's market, and then I'd have a slide that says things to do around Grand Rapids. And then here's my picture of the farmer's market. When you click on it, it's going to take you to my blog. That's all these different things people can do around Grand Rapids. So I'm building my brand by being a source of information. You never know who's going to be looking at your website, right? If it's somebody relocating from Tennessee, right, and they want to come up to Michigan, your website should be a resource for them. That's what I completely and utterly honestly believe. So let's be that resource. Any questions about slideshows before we move on? Okay. The next is going to be certifications. And so if you guys have taken the time to go through and get certified on stuff, please click it. There's two of them that are going to be selected by default, or if they're not, make sure they are selected. That's Equal Housing Opportunity and the National Association of Real Estate Agents. So, realtors, I'm sorry. Everything else is a certification that you must earn in order to be able to post it. Okay? And yeah. So, and all you have to do is select it. If it goes highlighted, it's selected. If it's not, it's not. And those usually show up right there on the website. Okay? Moving on. Social networks. Okay? What happens is you're actually going to put in things that follow the URL on whatever social network you're on. So, for instance, if I want people to go to my business website, I'm going to point them to my business URL. Right now, I'm pointing everybody to the Keller Williams Rivertown. So, if I go to facebook.com and I do a search for Keller Williams Rivertown, for instance, I'm just going to find the page that I want to go to, and see that's the URL up there. So what I do is I'd actually copy anything that comes after facebook.com/ I think I copied too much. I'd paste it here, and I'll just make sure I got rid of the /. So what happens is after I do that through Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google, YouTube, Instagram, all that other fun stuff, what happens is it actually shows up on our website, usually in social media spots right here. And sometimes they show up on top too. Depends on the theme I'm using. Do a refresh really quick. Boom, they're up here now. Okay. Any questions on social media? And you guys are an easy class. I'm just cruising. Search form. These are different search forms that people can do to find a house. Right now, this is the one for the theme. Once again, different themes are going to allow you to do different things. And so some of these are going to have more options than what you see. This one only has one. That is what it is. Other themes will have other options you can pick from, which are going to show. Make sense? So pretty much you'd go through, select the thing, then select the search fields. You'd add more filters if you wanted to. Maybe it's broken. I don't know. So, but that's how you do that. So you just pick the one that you want to do. Once again, I'm going to go to Site Settings, and then I'm going to go down to Menu. So how the menu is structured is anything on the left-hand side of the screen is going to be on top. Anything on the right-hand on the screen is going to be on the bottom. And so if I go to Placester and go to Menu, you can see that Home is on the top, so it's in the upper left. And then this is a website. This is me on the right. It's on the bottom, so it's on the right. Then what I can do is I can actually create pages, right? Once those pages are saved, I can actually put them under other pages, which means I can actually have drop-down menus. So for instance, on Home, if I scroll over Home, I have a drop-down, right? Some of these have drop-downs, some of these don't. How do I do that is you can see as I roll over something, I get those arrows. If I roll over if I take that content and I drag it on top of something, I'll put it in that drop-down. Okay, that's it. Sorry, I don't know why. It already had a drop-down menu. So not only can I add pages on the menu, I can actually add external links as well. And so an external link would be like a custom URL, right? My brain automatically goes to marketing and probably advertising my mobile app, right? So if I go to KW and if you guys want to follow along, I go to my marketing, that plus sign, I go down to manage e-agency website, I go down to number 4, I go down to number 4.5. As long as it's activated, I have a URL I can actually send people to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that URL. I'm going to go back to Placester. I'm going to go to this add. I'm going to do custom URL. And I'm going to hit add. And now what happens is I can pull up the criteria. So label, it's going to be whatever shows up on the menu, right? So if I say peanuts, it's going to show up on the menu. I can paste that URL. And I can do a tooltip. You have to do a tooltip to find the for it to work. So you have to put another word on there. So I could be like find elephants with peanuts. Okay, I'm gonna hit save. Now if I go to my site and I do a refresh, you'll find that peanuts is gonna show up on the right hand side. If I click on it, it's gonna go to my mobile app. Okay, so I can actually give me some other ideas of something you can actually link to on your menu that'd be beneficial for people to find you. Boom. Zillow profile, a realtor.com profile, right? So I can actually send people, the more places they can find me, the more professional I'm gonna look. So I can be like, other spots on the web. I have a drop down that says this, that, the other thing. So good? Awesome. Are we learning? Are we bored? Okay. Here comes the most important stuff. We got site info. So our site info is going to be our brand, right? So I'm going to do a little pause here. So you can actually buy a domain name. So like if you buy a domain name through something like GoDaddy, right? Really easy to buy a domain name. And let's say that the domain name was Grand Rapids Condos and Triplexes for Sale.com. Okay. Well, if I want Google to find my site because I picked up a great URL like that, I actually need to make my website be consistent. Okay. So my brand name would probably want to reflect what I want my domain name to be. So I'd actually have my brand name be Grand Rapids Condos and Triplexes for Sale. That makes sense. It does have the authority to do so, yes. So, yep. So I can talk about SEO for a second. With SEO, it's not. I mean, there's a lot of competition in real estate, right? So what you have to do is you have to be consistent. You have to build authority, which means that if you guys want to have your website quote unquote rank, I would really consider blogging. Okay, we're gonna go over blogging here in just a second. But build the content so Google looks at your site as a place of authority. Once they see your site as a place of authority, they'll be likely to reference to it. Now, I can have a website that I never touch, a really good domain name, and there's a really good chance I will never be put on the front page because Google is going to show the most current and relevant information first. So, if I had a website with a similar name that Jeremy was going for, and I never blogged, but he blogged all the time, he's always going to outrank me. Always. Hands down. If I started blogging some of the same content he did 2 years after, I'm actually going to start ranking because it's going to go for the current relevant information. It's all date stamped. So Google wants to show people what's relevant. I don't blame them. It just really hurts this SEO business, I tell you what. So brand name should be consistent with whatever URL you pick. Tagline can be the motto of your business. If you guys do not have a logo, you can select from the KW logos here. We have a lot of them, which I can kind of go through and pick up different tags if I wanted to, but I don't think Rivertown is an option. So I just have a generic color letters in there. Site header, that's going to display the name and the tag. It's also going to display the logo. That is going to be it's going to be the header right here. The logo and the header. So I can have that appear or not under the site information. So if I don't want to display, I can actually uncheck those and they won't go. A favicon is the icon that you use on the website. All you have to do is have a square image. You just Google favicon generator and you just upload that image and it'll make you one. So contact details, this is where I'm going to put my name, my email address, my phone number, and my mugshot. Office details, this is going to be the brokerage information. Okay. State law states that we have to have the brokerage displayed. There's nothing we can do to get around it, so put their information here. Okay. We don't have to have an email because there's really no, I don't want Gene getting any emails about your listings that people want to see, so let's just keep those off. Okay. Then we have SEO. So what you see here is meta title and meta description. Once again, if I want my site to rank, I'm going to name it similar to what I have my domain that I bought. And I'm going to show you guys how to, I should read this. If you guys ever used Google for something, KJ, give me something fun to Google. Okay. So here's what we're looking at. This right here is going to be the meta title. No, it's whatever's bold on top. This right here is the meta title of that page. This right here is the meta content. Okay, right there. So if I want my site to rank for that search term or that term I want to rank for, you have to have the meta title hashtag goes to that name as well. So my meta title would be Grand Rapids condos and triplexes for sale, right? And then my meta description should include those words as well. I also think that you guys should have a phone number first. If somebody's on a mobile phone and your phone number's there, I think they can click on it in the call, right? If not, they can actually pick up the phone and call you anyway because your information is really easy to find. And then I would actually include my meta title in there, okay? And then I can put some more information on there. I don't want to fill it up because it actually has a cap how many letters it shows. So this is less than a tweet actually. So okay, I'm gonna hit save, and that's gonna be the site information. Site information, as you can see, I don't know if you can tell by this. This is my meta title. That is the name of the page that I'm on. So if I roll over on the tab, that's exactly what my meta title is displayed. I was going somewhere with this, I'm sorry. Let's just love that. Brain farts are awesome. I just want to make sure you guys knew that the page title and the meta title are the same. Okay? How bored are we? Next is going to be language. Okay? Now, I would suggest you definitely allow visitors to select language preference. Okay? So I'm going to hit save. So what's going to happen is on my site now, if I refresh, upper right hand corner, they can kind of go through and they can pick what language they want between English and French, which really, really shocks me. They should have Spanish up there. Let's just be honest. So, I can go through and I can, wow, never mind. I don't really care if French people can see the website. I don't really care if French people can read my website. I'm more worried about the Spanish. So, sorry, I gotta delete that out of there. So I'm pretty biased. Okay. All right, coming down to lead capture. Lead capture. I have aggressively capture leads. Okay. All right. Here's what's going to happen. People can come to your website and they can start looking at listings. Okay. If they look at listings and I have passively capture, there's a really, really good chance they're going to look at unlimited listings before they have to register on our website. Okay. Now, I can have aggressively capture, which means they can probably look at one or two before it starts asking for them to register on my website. Some realtors say, I don't ever want people to register on my website. I want to be able to browse this for free. I say more power to them. There's other websites, there's other realtors who understand that you can't work a lead, you can't help anybody unless you know what they're looking for. And so if you can't help them, it's kind of shame on you, right? So I would aggressively try to capture leads so you can help as many people as you possibly can. So if you have my suggestion, aggressively capture means you'll have more people to work with. And you will have a higher bounce rate, okay? That's a sacrifice we make. People can come to our website and they can look for houses for free and stay on it. Awesome. Or they can come to our website, register, or they can leave. I'm going to give them the option to leave if they don't want to register. All right, I can do a custom domain. Okay. So what I can do is my current website is jeremymullinsthebear.kw.com. I can change that to be anything I want to, honestly. All I have to do is go through here and go down there, check availability. It's not available probably because I had it before. It's not available. So put Callaway or jeremymullinsgr.com, check availability. It's available. Save. That's where it logged me out. I called it. Oh, okay. But now if I refresh my page, it will be a no-show. There's nothing there. And the reason being is because my domain has officially changed. Now I can also go through and I can purchase the domain from an external website, and I can add that custom domain. Okay, so I can actually buy jeremymullins.com, and I can kind of go through the directions here. It's a step-by-step article on how to get that domain to point to my website. Okay, good stuff, I think. I like the fact that it's really short and simple, kw.com, so it's jeremymullins.kw.com, or jeremymullinsgr.kw.com. So it's better than kwrealty.com, I think. But if you guys ever wanted to purchase the domain, that's probably going to be a one-on-one meeting in order to get it set up if the step-by-step articles are confusing to you for any reason. More than happy to help. Okay? Any questions about domain names? Okay. Okay, no problem. Thanks, KJ. Then we have site tracking, site verification, and SSL certificate. These are all a little bit more advanced for new agents. I'm going to go through and tell you what they do. So site tracking gives you the ability to go through and see how many people were on my website, how long they were on my website. It's analytics, right? In order to do that, you have to sign up for a Google Analytics account. So in order to do that, you pretty much just go to Google and you Google Analytics, and you're going to log in. I'd be better if I use an actual. So now what I have is I have multiple websites, which is fine. I can kind of go through and look at my data from any website. So if I went through a journal as Placester, look at all website access, and I've had a big whopping 0 people come to my website, but that's okay. I'm not marketing it. What's going to happen is if you guys actually do plug it in, you actually will see how many users were there, how many sessions, which means a repeat customer. What's the bounce rate, right? A really, really high bounce rate is going to be closer to 100%. A really low bounce rate is going to be closer to 0%. You're probably going to be wanting something around 40 to 60%. That's good. That's a good number. And how long we've had the website. So once you plug this in, if you go through and do the steps, it's really, really easy to do. So if you guys want a class on that, I'd be more than happy to help you out. But this is really good information, and it'll actually tell you how people are finding you and the sources they're finding you from. So, for instance, somebody Googles me and they click on it, it tells me that it was a search from Google. If I have a link on somebody else's website, they click on it, it tells me it came from that website. So it's pretty cool, the data that it tracks. I can find the audience, so I can actually see, I believe, age groups, location that they're from, all that other fun stuff too. I can also do a Facebook pixel tracking. That means that I can actually run ads on Facebook to the site, and they're giving me an ID for a Facebook pixel. I can actually paste that in there too, which means I can run ads, and if they go to my site, I can actually track to see how they're doing. Okay. Site verification. These are going to be using the webmaster tools, and so I would actually go to once again, this is kind of a little bit more advanced stuff, right? The reason why we would want to do site verification is to ensure that the search engine knows that our site is alive. Because if I can build a site and I don't do anything with it, that's okay. But if I tell Google, Bing, it works. You will notice that Yahoo is not an option. Did you guys know that? Yahoo and Bing are the same search engine. So, site settings going down to SSL. SSL means it's a security certificate. Okay, just turn it on. What happens then is anytime somebody comes to my website, oops, you'll see that my website ends with HTTPS. The S stands for secure. Okay, that means that they can put in information that'll be safely secured through Placester's information. Not necessarily mine, but that's okay. I want them to do that. It's also going to help with search engine rankings, so just turn it on. Okay. All right. So I kind of went over everything. Now I'm open up the floor to questions. Okay, no problem. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording. And if you guys think of anything, let me know. Please tell me I recorded.